Oh, that's better. Just came back from the toilet. It's funny how when you start recording, all of a sudden you really need to go wee. All right, so now we're just looking quickly at this unofficial Steam VR driver for PlayStation VR2 to release soon, as Sony plans its own PC VR support. Now, don't get too excited about this. This is like, you know, it's not going to be necessary, hopefully, very quickly. Anyway, Sony's bringing some form of PCVR support to PlayStation VR2 at some point this year, by the way, I should add. Now, we don't know what level it is. I imagine it's going to be full support, hopefully, because otherwise it'd be silly. But some won't have to wait. There's I don't know, how do you even pronounce this thing? Ivory, I think it's pronounced Ivory. It's IVRY with the V and the R as capitalized. So let's go with Ivory. Pretty cool name, actually, in that way. An unofficial project dedicated to the task is bringing its long-awaited Steam VR driver for PlayStation VR2 sometime next month. These guys got a whole bunch of drivers for PlayStation stuff and other devices with varying, what the hell did I just do? Let's click an ad. With varying degrees of stuff. And this is roadtovr.com again, by the way. Varying degree of stuff going on with it. So yeah, there's free versions and then there's like paid versions and so forth. It's interesting, I suppose. Driver for PS2 has crossed the last remaining obstacle, positioning the driver to release sometime next month via Steam. So this was in February, so it's going to be releasing this month, probably in March, at time of recording this podcast. One of the many caveats of using Ivory for PlayStation VR2, though, is a requirement of a DPX emulator hardware. What? Which is said to be initially offered exclusive to subscribers to their Patreon projects. They got to spend more money again. The team says, however, non-subscribers may also be offered the opportunity to purchase required DPX emulator sometime in April or May. Pricing is also still to be determined. So again, like I said, don't get excited about this because there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of hurdles to go through. It's also a limited selection of AMD GPUs, which now includes Radeon DNA 2, 3. As the studio knows, the onus is on Sony support NVIDIA GPUs. You see what I'm saying? There's like a whole bunch. Like most people have NVIDIA GPUs, so that I can't even use that thing anyway, even if I wanted to. And the controllers are also an issue. Since controllers aren't currently listed as supported device. Driver only includes support for a Nolo VR, what the hell is that? Motion controller. And the Valve Steam VR, which is super expensive. So this is nothing to get excited about. Let's hope that Sony do their own thing. Are you guys mod types that want to mess with this kind of stuff? It sounds like a lot of hoops. And I don't know when they say emulation hardware, is like a physical hardware you're buying here. But it's talking about some software. That makes it even worse. But that's an option that's coming up. So, you know, if you want to mess with stuff like that, you want to spend some money on Patreon. I mean, if you're going to spend money on Patreon for that, you might as well spend the money on our member site at JustVRGaming.shop instead, where we have probably much more affordable, but much more cooler stuff, behind the scenes stuff and merch and like, you know, beat pics with VR headsets on them. We got the lot. So you definitely want to be checking that out instead of spending money on this and let Sony do their thing and provide you with an actual compatible solution for PC VR via the PlayStation VR 2. But do share your thoughts on this development and others nonetheless.